लेकिन जो इतने सालों से बेड़ा गर्क कर रखा है इस देश के स्कूलों का, उसके लिए किसी से परमिशन नहीं चाहिए। जो हर साल टेंडर में इतने घोटाले करते हैं, उसके लिए किसी से परमिशन नहीं चाहिए। जो ऊपर से लेके नीचे तक अफसर इतना पैसा खा रहे हैं, उसके लिए किसी को परमिशन नहीं चाहिए। लेकिन हाँ, सीजेपी के लोग स्कूल्स क्यों देखने जा रहे हैं, इसके लिए परमिशन चाहिए। अगर किसी को सच दिखेगा ही नहीं तो सच पता ही कैसे पड़ेगा? तो छुपा दो उसको, बंद कर दो स्कूल। दैट्स व्हाट दे आर डूइंग।
Your volunteer, Abdul. Abdul's father was beaten to death after a school inspection. What has the state police and government actually done to address the family's loss? What did you witness there?
See, Abdul wanted to go and audit a government school in his village, and he just literally went to the headmaster to ask for permission. And then, the moment he came back, BJP goons went to his house, beat him up. His father, who tried to intervene, was beaten up as well. Then, this family goes to the hospital without any police protection, and the hospital they are beaten up again. The mother, she tries going to the police station, she is not allowed inside. And eventually his father succumbs to injuries. Now, BJP government in Bengal is like 4 months old. They could have probably said that, hey, we are just new. We have formed government in Bengal for the first time and we'll fix education system. We will fix the schooling system. This is the new time for us and we'll do it. But what are they resorting to? They are resorting to vandalism. They are resorting to violence. They are resorting to police harassment. Now, is this going to be the modus operandi for the government for the remaining tenure? That's what the problem is. There is no intent to fix the schooling education, and it really doesn't matter who is in power at this point. Because you could have very well said that, we are new. So that intent has completely gone missing in these governments.
So, while Abdul did not want any compensation, I heard, what are your demands from the state governance, Bengal police, in terms of providing him some support?
So we had given 4 demands after the discussion with family that number one, all the accused, including the ones who are still unidentified, their names are not known, should be arrested. Number two, Abdul's family should be provided police protection. Number three, Abdul wanted a school built in the name of his father. And number four, the role of the police, especially the local police station, should also be investigated. And we had given 10 days for this. And then what we decided was that CJP will start a fundraising campaign, which starts today for Abdul, where the money will be directly taken into his bank account to make sure that, whatever, like nothing can make up for the loss of his father, but can provide, if he can provide some financial support in these difficult times.
So this is something that has not happened since the Jantar Mantar, right? Somebody who's been beaten to death hasn't happened within your volunteers or something like that. What kind of safety protocol have you are now providing to your volunteers since all of this is happening on the ground?
No, the safety protocol has to be provided by the police officials, by the law and order agencies. We are not going out there and asking for votes. We are not going out there to create a law and order situation. We are going out simply to audit the government schools, fix accountability, get those schools fixed. It should be the role of the police and the local administration to make sure that the volunteers are not harassed, they are not assaulted.
So all of these volunteers have permission to enter these schools?
Who asked for permission when Abdul's father was beaten up? Who asked for permission to screw up the government schools of this country? 85,000 classrooms across 40,000 schools are in dilapidated condition in Rajasthan. किसी ने परमिशन मांग के उन स्कूलों को खराब किया है? There is corruption in milk powder. There is corruption in the sports kit. There is corruption in sanitary pads. Most of these books which the students read, they don't reach out to the schools on time. रूफ टॉप्स आर फॉलिंग है, किसी से परमिशन मांग के हो रहा है? किसके बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं वहां पर? हमारे बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं ना। मार्च से आकर तो बच्चे नहीं पढ़ रहे। फिर यूडाइस का डेटा आप देखिए, द स्कूल्स व्हिच वी हैव विजिटेड एंड कंपेयर दैट टू व्हाट द यूडाइस डेटा लुक्स लाइक. यूडाइस डेटा सेज दैट टॉयलेट्स आर बिल्ट, देयर इज प्रॉपर वाटर फैसिलिटी, देयर इज अ लाइब्रेरी इन द स्कूल, द क्लासरूम्स आर प्रॉपर. ऑन द ग्राउंड देयर आर नो टॉयलेट्स, देयर आर नो वाटर फैसिलिटीज, चिल्ड्रन आर स्टडीइंग आउट इन द ओपन. That means you are not able to monitor your schools properly. That means your auditing is screwed up. वो किसी से परमिशन मांग के कर रहे हो आप लोग? हम तो वहां पर बस स्कूल देखने जा रहे हैं ना कि स्कूल अच्छी हालत में है, खराब हालत में है, उसके लिए परमिशन चाहिए. लेकिन जो इतने सालों से बेड़ा गर्क कर रखा है इस देश के स्कूलों का, उसके लिए किसी से परमिशन नहीं चाहिए. जो हर साल टेंडर में इतने घोटाले करते हैं, उसके लिए किसी से परमिशन नहीं चाहिए. जो ऊपर से लेके नीचे तक अफसर इतना पैसा खा रहे हैं, उसके लिए किसी को परमिशन नहीं चाहिए. लेकिन हाँ, सीजेपी के लोग स्कूल्स क्यों देखने जा रहे हैं, इसके लिए परमिशन चाहिए.
Right, right. Um, you have told the Minister of School Education of Rajasthan, Madan Dilawar, that either fix the dilapidated school in Rajasthan or file an FIR against you. What has happened in terms of Rajasthan schools since then?
So ever since I visited the Thanagazi school in Rajasthan, the next day or the next day, Rajasthan government took out this order. Ki we will not allow the schools to be visited by outsiders. Madan Dilawar could not come out and say that, hey, we'll do this to fix the schools. Or he did not come out and gave me the list of 10 schools which I asked for, जहाँ पे हालत बहुत अच्छी है और सब कुछ बहुत बढ़िया चल रहा है. He could not do that. Because we all know that under last 2.5 years, Rajasthan's education system has gone for a complete toss. So what would they resort to? They would resort to all of this nonsense. कि स्कूल में किसी को घुसने ही नहीं देंगे. अगर किसी को सच दिखेगा ही नहीं, तो सच पता ही कैसे पड़ेगा? तो छुपा दो उसको, बंद कर दो स्कूल. That's what they are doing. But we don't fear them. I've been very clear that I'm ready to get arrested. I'm ready to get assaulted. It's a very small price to pay because because DK is trying, I am trying to fix the education system of this country. So we don't fear all of this anymore.
There have been restrictive orders on anybody taking photographs, whether it's a YouTuber and so on and so forth. That has happened in Rajasthan. That has happened in UP. How are you paving through these, restrictions?
No, I'm very clear. We'll continue going to the schools. They may file FIRs against us. That's completely fine. We are not really bothered about it. For us, fixing the schools is more important. Getting the schools fixed is more important. The day the government gives a very clear plan that, hey, this is how we are going to fix these schools, we'll not go. हमें मजा आ रहा है वहां पे रोज जाने में, ऐसे हालत देखने में स्कूलों की. अच्छा लगता है ऐसे गंदे गंदे टॉयलेट्स देख के. We are forced to do this because the government has failed in its duty.
Help me understand how many audits or how many visits have been done across the school? What process have you followed? And what impact are you seeing on the ground?
Number one, the biggest impact, and that has been the case since day one of CJP protest, is to bring accountability in the system. At Jantar Mantar, the accountability was set with the education minister of the country. And in Jantar Mantar 2.2, which is the school campaign, the accountability is set with the local government officials. And that's the culture we are trying to inculcate. People have to have been held accountable by the citizens of this country. The government needs to know that if they don't work, if they screw up, there will be consequences. And that's exactly what we have set out to do. So far, it's very difficult to ascertain the exact number, but from what we have understood, there are at least about 1,500 school audits that have already been done across the country. And this is not just CJP volunteers, this is the common people of the country who are going out and auditing these schools. The only thing we want to achieve is for the government to prioritize school education across the country, not just the central government, the state government, across the political spectrum. They need to prioritize school education. Everyone from top to bottom should know that if their local school is not working properly, there could be consequences and there would be consequences.
What we saw in Lucknow and few other schools also, that students went on protest and there has been some police brutality against the students, protesting students. These are school students. How are you able to address these issues? Like when a police or a DM, specifically we saw in Jaipur also, the school which has deaf and dumb students were also harassed by the teachers. These are the consequences that you as a team have to face, right? How are you dealing with this?
So, Sheena, I think again, what's the issue at hand? Issue at hand is that our school education system is completely screwed. It's completely rotten. तो वो हमारा छोड़ दीजिए, हम तो रेडी है consequences फेस करने के लिए. FIRs, arrest, vandalism, violence against us, do whatever you want to. But ask the government कि वो सरकारी स्कूल ठीक कब करने वाले हैं. कितने साल हो गए और कितने साल और लगेंगे इस देश के सरकारी स्कूल फिक्स करने में. CJP volunteers का छोड़ दीजिए. CJP volunteers have been ready to face these consequences since June 6th. They knew
But
what
these
they
are
signed up for.
students. These are students also being
The
harassed,
students
right?
also see again. Gen Alpha doesn't fear all of this. They are fearless. What are they asking for? वो ये तो नहीं बोल रहे हैं कि हमें आप चॉकलेट्स दीजिए, आप हमें पैसे दीजिए. क्या बोल रहे हैं वो लोग? वो लोग बोल रहे हैं कि हमारे स्कूल ठीक कराइए. हमारे स्कूल जो आप इधर से उधर बंद करके शिफ्ट कर देते हैं, वो बंद करिए. टीचर्स हायर करिए. उनको कोई डर नहीं है. और जितना ज्यादा you resort to brutality, their fear will only reduce. And the more their fear reduces, the more in trouble you will get.
Right. I also saw a few videos where after the videos were made about dilapidated schools. Now the new construction is happening in Maharashtra, in the Case village, and in some other villages in UP. I think in UP precisely, things have changed. Are you able to keep a track of these improvements and improved conditions?
We are trying our best wherever we get the required documents. We are able to, but again, it's more than कि हमने कितना करवाया, हमसे कितना CJP के impact से कितना हुआ. The idea is that this has to become a culture, a norm across the country. This has to become a citizens movement where people across the country, with or without CJP support, with or without sharing content with us, they go out and fight for their schools.
Right, but are you able to keep a track of the improved conditions as well?
As and when we are getting information, definitely yes.
How many schools have improved?
Again, I don't have the exact numbers right now, but that number is good. Like, for example, I think in Maharashtra itself, about 100 odd schools, we have gotten videos that work has already started. In Rajasthan, I saw yesterday that after our visit in Alwar, the Rajasthan government has given a budget of about 400 crores to fix 300 schools, which were in dilapidated condition. And that has happened after our visit in Alwar. I think the number is quite big.
There is also criticism saying, one section saying that this barring or barging into schools directly is very AAP style. What is your response? This has also happened
No,
in
I
Delhi previously.
we
Yeah.
we'll enter the school in the BJP way if there is one. There's no problem with that. I'm ready to do that. Tell me what the BJP way is to enter these schools and get these schools fixed. I'll do that.
Okay.
Again, we have to stop resorting to this what about tree. ये क्या होता है कि आम आदमी पार्टी के तरीके से स्कूल में घुस रहे हैं. What does this even mean? बीजेपी की तरीके से घुस जाएंगे. पर अब बीजेपी का तरीका जो देखा है, it is vandalism and violence. That will not do. If you have a better way, suggest.
We also saw what happened in the Bar Council of India controversy as well. First NALSAR and then NLSUI also. The students of NALSAR and NLSUI stopped CJP to attend their convocation. Walk me through what CJP actually did beyond the social pressure to get that reversed.
No, we have been in touch with the various bar associations across the country. We have been in touch with various law universities, student organizations that work with lawyers, and we have been able to create that sort of community that is now working in together in tandem. And more importantly, we have been able to create that culture that we have to fight these things together. These things can't be fought in isolation. What Mr. Manan Mishra did to Nalsa students should not just be responded to by Nalsa students. Lawyers from across the country, people from across the legal fraternity had to oppose it. And they did it, and that's why he had to withdraw that order. There is strength in being together. There is strength in unity. And slowly, people of this country are realizing that.
What are your plans in terms of, because you're demanding resignation of BCI chairman, what are your demands further?
We
And
support the
how?
demands of legal professionals and lawyers across the country who are protesting. Their demands are genuine. Tons of information is available out there on internet on the achievements of Mr. Manan Mishra in last 12 years. And now the time has come for him to be held accountable for all that he has done against the lawyers, against the legal professionals. And we stand with the lawyers and everyone who are demanding his resignation.
If this protest goes beyond today, do you think you'll be able to go on a protest specifically for demanding the resignation of Madan Kumar?
Tina, we were at Jantar Mantar for 54 days. For 37 days
37,
straight
yeah.
and 54 days of overall protest, right? So I don't think कि एक दिन का दूसरा दिन हो जाएगा तो बहुत cockroaches को इतना फर्क पड़ता है.
Right, right. I want to understand that what structural changes did you witness or within the CJP core leadership team and also outside after the resignation, after the huge massive protest and resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan, both
I think we
inside
are
and
trying to
outside?
organize ourselves a bit more. because Jantar Mantar was a very, I won't say spontaneous, but it was a very quickly organized protest, and we learned on the go. Like we were figuring things out on a daily basis. We were making mistakes, trying to rectify them. But what we have realized is that because this movement has become so big, we are talking national right away across the states. Wherever we are going, we are getting huge support. So now we need to organize things better. We now need to have a basic organization, a basic structure in place across the states, across the districts, across the towns, so that we also now can start fixing responsibilities, start giving out specific responsibilities to individuals. So that has been the core focus area post Jantar Mantar.
How was your experience while being at the protest, the 57 days of protest that you were at Jantar Mantar? Your own
I mean,
experience.
it was exhausting, it was overwhelming, but it was so beautiful to see people of this country uniting after a long, long time. From the stage, what we saw was a very happy, energetic, determined, and resilient India. One of the most beautiful feedback that we used to get was that inside those barricades, it's a very different India. It's an India that has come together after a long time. And those were incredible visuals. Like the moment you're waking up, because we used to sleep at the States. The moment you wake up and you see these people volunteering by themselves, organizing by themselves, at any time there were 50 people who would just be fanning other volunteers. Like it was such a beautiful sight to witness. So yes, it was very tiring. It was mentally, physically exhausting. But some of those things that we saw at Janta Mantra, I really hope that sense of community, that sense of patriotism, that sense of inclusivity will stay with us throughout.
Thank you. I also wrote about when the Jantar Mantar protest ended on 25th July. There were huge hundreds of students who were abandoned, who came from different parts of the country and did not have money because they lost their wallets, so on and so forth. And a group of volunteers with Meghnad supported them. There was a criticism there that CJP abandoned their own volunteers. What do you have to say about that?
Again, this is all, I mean, I don't even know how to respond to such criticisms. Number one, just because our team was not out there making videos doesn't mean our team was not looking out for them. Afreen, our national secretary, her entire team was on the ground for the following 4 days just to make sure that whoever they felt needed support, they provided them. Of course, we don't have funding as a lot of people would expect us to have to be able to give monetary support to each and everyone out there, but we still tried our best. But then again, the sheer volume of the movement, the sheer scale of the protest, it just made it impossible to inculcate everyone and account for everyone. We tried our best. Look at what we have achieved. Understand the sheer scale of what CJP has achieved in 2 months. And it's not just about Mr. Pradhan's resignation. Look at what JNLFI is doing right now. That culture of accountability. We have instilled fearlessness in entire generations. They are now asking this government the right questions. They are now standing up for their rights. They are standing up for their issues. तो ये क्रिटिसिज्म करिए, बिल्कुल सही बात है. हर चीज क्रिटिसिज्म क्रिटिक होना चाहिए. वी ऑल्सो वांट टू डू बेटर, बट टू एक्सपेक्ट us to be doing everything. 2 महीने पहले तक, which was not even, not even a group of individuals together, they pulled off such an incredible movement, and now they are being criticized for a part which they didn't even do. That's really unfair to us.
Right, noted. The Jharkhand protest has ended. What has been CGP's actual role in terms of mentorship, funding, legal cover, primarily media amplification? What
So
exactly is
Jharkhand protest was being organized under the leadership of Devendranath Mahto. We have been in touch with him since day one. We have provided all the possible support from our side. Me and Deepke had multiple calls with the team. Deepke had multiple calls when Mahto was in jail. We understood their issues in detail. We completely resonated with what they went through, and what their demands were. And we have been very unambiguous in our support to the protest. We also sent our core team, the team which actually organized the Jantar Mantar protest, to provide them all forms of support based on their experience, be it in terms of handling the stage, be in terms of logistics, be in terms of food, be in terms of security, be in terms of crowd management. And that team was there since day one.
help me understand there have been legal cases, detentions, both at Jantar Mantar in Jharkhand. What has been sort of legal support from CJP? I spoke with Ratna also, one of the professors who was who lost his job in UP Bareilly University. Has
He
he
was
got his?
reinstated.
I know that. I'm
Yes.
in touch with him.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
what kind of legal support and what is the current status of these cases at this point?
No, all the cases have now been withdrawn. None of our protester organizers is currently detained or arrested. This was essentially state going back on its promise, which it made on July 25th, which was about withdrawal of cases against organizers and protesters and no future FIRs. There was a week when the state backtracked on its promise, but then owing to the huge pressure from across the country, they finally had to withdraw these cases, and written agreements have come out in most of the states.
Are there still any cases pending?
None that we know of.
Help me understand that there are a lot of these posts. I'm sure Cockroach Janta Party's account was taken down a few days back on 15th August, I remember. And some of the posts have been taken down by Meta. There's a lot of pressure on these social media platforms to withhold certain accounts, to withhold certain posts. How do you see all this? Do you have a strategy to address all of these issues?
So this is a government that has understood that social media is one of the most powerful mediums to express ourselves. And again, the sad part is rather than focusing on the feedback, rather than taking feedback, rather than addressing the genuine issues of the students, the government is again resorting to all forms of oppression. Again, this cannot and will not stop the youth of this country. People will find other ways and means to communicate. People will find other ways and means to mobilize and socialize and form this community. Address the issues, listen to us, hear us out. That's the way ahead. This is not going to work.
I want to know about the girls being dogged and harassed on online, especially the 15-year-old Ruchika and several other female influencers, content influencers, students who went online about the protest. There has been a fear specifically in terms of for women to come out on protest, come out on social media, especially young girls. How do you support this specifically for young people, especially women, I would say?
Number one, it can't get more disgusting than harassing a 15-year-old for some words he might have spoken. It just can't get more disgusting. It just can't get more desperate than this. Jantar Mantar was one of the safest protest sites for women. And this is not me boasting. Just go and talk to any female who was there. There were so many women who stayed there for months and months. They felt safe inside those barricades. Felt safe at Jantar Mantar, and we from day one have been trying our best. I'll not say that we were 100% successful, but we have tried our best to make Jantar Mantar and the protest a safe site for women. Now, after the protest happened, again, right wing with the classic modus operandi went on to incite violence, incite hatred, harass females online, and they'll continue doing this. But again, this has its limit. Beyond a point, the women of this country will stop fearing all this nonsense. And once they do, which they have, most of them have already started, not caring about all of this. देन वेयर विल यू गो? फिर कहाँ जाओगे तुम? अभी डरा धमका रहे हो, बदतमीजी कर रहे हो, गाली गलौज कर रहे हो महिलाओं से, डर खत्म हो गया जो ज्यादातर हो चुका है, तो फिर तुम कहाँ जाओगे? कहाँ मुंह दिखाओगे?
While you're planning to register the organization, I heard, how are you planning for, like, in terms of funding? Are you planning to raise a funding portal, like do a fundraising specifically? How are you planning to structure the CJP movement further?
No, as far as funding is concerned, we since day one, ours has been a crowdsourced campaign. At Jantar Mantar, obviously, because we didn't have the time to do things more formally. We used to have one small pipa at the near the stage where people could go and donate money. We would ask for people to support us in kind through donating food, donating carpets, donating tents, donating tirpals. Now we want to do it a bit more in a bit more structured manner, but the model will remain the same. We want to be a very clearly crowdsourced campaign, a campaign that is funded for by the people of this country, and that's exactly what the model is going to be.
Last few questions. Does CJP, till now, you've focused on education issues only? Do you plan to go beyond education in the next few months or years?
Our current priority is the education system, the problem of unemployment, which is obviously closely related to the education system. And the third thing that we want to touch upon is institutional accountability, which focus on judiciary, election commission, and mainstream media. Some of our work, especially for example against Mr. Manan Mishra, is exactly in that direction. And these are the three broad themes that we'll focus on in the current months.
You yourself, Ashutosh, have come from IIT Kanpur, the most competitive filter in the Indian education system. How do you reconcile being a product of that system with the campaign focus on education who do not even have benches or toilets? What would you want to do to improve the higher education status of the country?
You see, I have been a beneficiary of one of the few pillars of the education system in this country that has probably worked. Right, IITs being one of them. And since day one, ever since I got into IIT, I've always had that feeling that so much of taxpayers' money in a country where 80 crore people still rely on government for free ration is being spent on people like me. So there has always been that sense of responsibility, that sense of giving back, and that's what I'm trying to do. I really dream of an India where every student, irrespective of their demographics, irrespective of their identity, irrespective of their urban-rural divide, irrespective of their caste or religion or gender, are able to get access to world-class education. And that's what I'm striving for, and I'm so much in gratitude. I keep saying this to Deepti also, that thank you so much for giving me this platform, for giving me this opportunity to go out and do this.
You were running an NGO in Rajasthan, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, that was before CJP started, yes.
So now you are fully fledgedly working with CJP.
Abhi, the focus is absolutely on CJP.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
Yes.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you, Sheena.
Thank you.